Hi, I'm Splashes, and a couple of days ago I made a video about a 4x4 sand door in the Windows 10 version of Minecraft, which I found out has some slightly different redstone rules than the Java version of Minecraft. And whoops, there we go. It mostly has to do with how the redstone comes in to the pistons, where you need it to be on top. Unless it's going in by a repeater, then it could be on the bottom, but then you'd have to use lots of repeaters. But because it doesn't have the randomness of the Windows 10 version, you don't need to use all the redstone blocks and extra pistons, so this one actually uses a lot less materials. Have a look at our materials. We only need 12 sticky pistons, 12 normal pistons. This time we do require 20 sand instead of 16 sand. Unless you want to use carpets or something to cover up the redstone so that you can have everything look nice and still get the maximum allowable height. You'll still need 4 redstone blocks, 6 redstone torches, some redstone dust. I used 21 redstone repeaters, and 2 stone buttons. You can also I used wool to label my circuits, so I could figure out what's what. Makes it a lot less easy to get confused. It's the same concept as before. We have all of our steps labeled out, except the blocks are in slightly different spots. So as these things go up, so you have, oops, yeah, let me float. So step 1, step 2, step 3, because of these signs you can't actually put the block there. Step 4, step 5, or that's still step 4. Oh, duh. Step 5, step 6, and then step 7. And with that, the thing is fully retracted. Go ahead and just extend it back up now. Pop those off. So to do this, all you'll need to do is put the redstone along here instead of having the redstone blocks and pistons like we did in the previous one. Go ahead and grab some various. Oops. I'm really bad at this. Where's the red ball? There we go. You can go ahead and give this thing a setup. Let's drop in a inverter here, as well as we can. So what we can see here is we can't actually put a block there, so we have to go up on top of it. And obviously this one is only 1 thick, but for the actual thing it would be 4 thick, or really however thick you wanted it to be. That's directly over the block. This time I also remembered to make it that I could include the buttons, but I forgot to get the buttons. I wish the hotbar was bigger. I'm not going to need any more sticky pistons since those are already set up. So, button, button. Lay this stuff down to get the signal out. Then go ahead and drop in a pulse shortener, like this, which is quite a simple thing to do. Just have it drop down. ahead and... Oh, that's slightly inconvenient. Okay, let me just load. Well, that took a lot longer than I expected it to. The pulse shortener is now complete. If we pull this, you see it flicks on for just a moment, which is what we want. But we don't necessarily want a one-tick pulse, or the sticky piston block will spit out its spit off its block, which we need it to be able to pull the stuff down. So we have 2 repeaters here, both on full ticks, and 1 repeater here with none, and the 2 inverter gates. Down here we have the thing which will act as a switch. We will... I need white wool. So this is the switch. It will connect up to here. So let's go ahead and do that. It'd be nice if you could use the half slab thing to get power down instead of just bringing power up. Yeah. What am I stuck on? There we go. With that, now when I press this button, the top piston should fire. As I break the button, because I pressed the wrong key. Because I am extremely smart and capable. Redstone stuff works. Just stick that. What? What? No, just... Nah! I'm so confused! Okay, well that was confusing, but I think I finally got it all sorted out now. So when you press this, it flicks the switch, which pulls this down, and this will stay down until we activate the reset circuit, which we'll construct later on. Note that we have these inverters here, so that way these pistons always stay extended when there is not power coming out, and this flips, and now when this switch flips, it puts power into here, which takes the power out of here, which retracts this, and that's how everything stays retracted. Also note for events 4, 6, and 7, since those are pull and release events, or push and pull events, rather than just straight pull events, those we do not have the inverter gates on, though obviously you can't see step 7 right now, since it's on the same level as step 3. So that, I will go ahead and build 3 more of these switches going down, and set up the wiring around here for the redstone circuit. Between each of these circuits, or between each of the steps, you will place a redstone repeater that will create a slight delay between when things happen. So I will go ahead and do that now. Okay, so with that, I've wired up the first 6 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Notice that between each of the steps there is a repeater. So far they are all on 1 tick, though I will have to change those because you might need slightly more time between certain stages. Also note that while this whole area actually sticks out quite a bit from the side, which might make it hard to fit in some place, it wouldn't be that difficult to lower this all down, or even extend this bit sideways, so you could squish everything nicely underneath the door and have a smaller footprint. For step 7, since step 7 comes directly after step 6, we already have power over here, and we're going to the same conduit as step 3. It doesn't really make sense for us to grab this from over here and go all the way around over to here. The easier thing to do is just to grab your thing from the edge of step 6, though in this case we will be covering the sign, so I'm just going to pop that off. And you can pop off the sign for step 3. And pop that down, put a redstone repeater here, which will serve 2 things. It will give us the timing for step 7, and it will prevent the backflow of this to activating these things when they're not supposed to be activated. From here you can go ahead and add your reset circuit. I would put it before the repeater, just to prevent the backflow here. If you touch it here after the repeater, you need the flow to come in this way, but you also have flow coming in this way that you can't stop. So just put it before there, and you can stop it with the diode. And then just have this wrap all the way back around. Then we're up to here. And I would just have to basically use a slab staircase thing, whatever it's called, the redstone trick where you use the slabs. Okay, so after a mess of redstone stuff and getting confused, you finally have the reset circuit set up, going no ticks, 1 tick, 2 tick, and 3 tick. For that, we can begin troubleshooting. First, go ahead and basically we're going to go down in steps. So disable steps 6, 7, 5, and 4. Normally the first 3 steps are fairly easy bets that they'll be okay. And we can see that the first 3 steps work fine. We'll drop in number 4. Test it again. Also make sure you activate the reset circuit so you can actually make sure everything's working. Let's try 4 again, because that doesn't tell me if it worked. So what we see is that step 4 fired, but it didn't pull the piston down. So we need 1 more tick of delay. Forgot to reset the circuit. So test step number 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Have it reset. And power on step 5. So we can add that to the mix. Drop it in. Up through step 5 works. Next step is step 6. So we just... Oh, I apparently never disconnected step 6. But... Hold on. Just make sure step 6 is actually working. Okay, forgot to reset things first. That pushes everything back up. Okay, so I deactivated step 6 this time, so we see that it was actually working before. We can go ahead and put power into that. Go ahead and reset the circuit. next we add in step 7. So we see that step 7 did not attach this block. Just go ahead, drop in an extra tick. It would help if I remember to reset things. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's try it again with the extra tick. Nope. I think in the actual one I needed 2 or 3 ticks to be able to get the system to work. And there we go. And now we can just add in step 8, which we've actually tested quite a few times, so that works just fine. Okay, let's try that now. And now it should pop up behind us. And there we go. So that is how you make a 4x4 sand door. Unfortunately with this setup, because you have this extra block of sand in here, this door could only be 5 tall. However, if you use repeaters going into the thing, which would just require to use a lot more repeaters, then you can still make it the full 6 tall. And I will probably do that next. So you can come over here and enjoy the full thing. Oop. Drop by, and you keep the door, and it pops back up. So that is how you make a 4x4 sand door. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.